Yo, what's up? What's up? So today we're going to take a look at an article that talks about the highest rents in the United States. So let's just jump right in. The title of this article says these US cities have the highest rents. Can you guys guess what they might be? The article goes, it's a bad time to be a renter with national median rents hitting a record high in August, up 11% compared with a year ago. That's crazy. New York, no surprise, has once again topped the list of the most expensive places for renters, with SF, San Francisco, biting at its heels for second place. Also not surprising. Rent in the Big Apple hit $39.30. Did I read that right? $39.30, almost $4K per month for a one-bedroom apartment in August, with median prices seeing an increase of 39.9% year on year, according to the Zumper National Rent Index. That's interesting, especially with all the pandemic stuff happening and people leaving the city. But it looks like people are returning to the Big Apple. Elsewhere, the rental market in the Sun Belt is cooling, while two cities posted significant losses. Des Moines, Iowa is down 12%, and Cleveland is down 5.4%. All right, so it looks like not all the cities are increasing. There are some other cities that are down quite a bit. So let's take a look at the most expensive cities. New York with 4K, San Francisco about 3K, San Jose. Oh man, this one hurts because I live in San Jose, and seeing that $2,700 for a one bedroom does hurt. Followed by Boston, San Diego, Miami, LA, Washington, Oakland, and Santa Ana, California. So out of this, top 10? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are in California. So yeah, great job, California. You guys are making it very difficult to live here. Now, when it comes to the cheapest cities, Akron, Ohio, $650. Wow. Wichita, Kansas, $690. Oh, and looks like this is in sort of a descending order. So Akron, Ohio is the cheapest, followed by Wichita, Kansas, Lubbock. I have no idea where that is, but I don't think I'm going to see any other cities in California in this list. So it looks like it's mostly on the Sun Belt side. Guys, no surprises here. I've been in the Bay Area for about 10 years, and it's crazy to see these rents continuing to go up, whereas other parts of the country are going down. But of course, this is no surprise, right? I mean, people want to live in these big cities, SF, New York, LA, because of weather reasons, because of jobs. And so it's no surprise that people are moving either back into the big cities or they just want to move back, especially with the pandemic settling down. I do recall about a year or two ago when the pandemic was at its peak, people were ditching SF. They were ditching LA, New York City, and moving out to Texas and Colorado and all these other places. But honestly, I didn't think that was going to be permanent, because what the big cities offer are obviously things to do, a lot more young people, a lot more companies that are hiring. And even though companies have been doing work from home, I think a lot of companies are now realizing the value of bringing people back into the office for collaboration, for ensuring that people are being productive, and so on and so forth. We can get into that topic another time, but a lot of companies are starting to ask people to come back. And so the demand for housing in these larger cities, in these metropolitan areas, is going up. And that's no surprise. But it does hurt me as someone who's lived in the Bay Area and just seeing the cost of living go up, whereas salaries are slightly going up year after year by about 1 or 2 or 3%, depending on how you do. It just tells me that, hey, you got to keep moving around. You got to start a side hustle. You got to start a side business or something else to make ends meet. And I know a lot of people in the Bay Area, they have to sacrifice, or they have to get a housemate or roommates to make sure that they're not spending all of their income on rent. But yeah, this is what it is. It's not just apartments and rentals that are increasing, but it's also the cost of just housing in general, and single family homes and townhouses. I remember when I came to the Bay Area like 10 years ago, you could buy a nice 3-bedroom townhouse brand new for like less than 600, 700,000. That same townhouse is probably going for 1.3, 1.4 today. And so it's almost doubled in that period of time. As expensive as it is to live in places like the Bay Area, because the weather is so temperate, because there are just so many companies here still, and because of tech workers being here and companies wanting to stay here and hiring employees in the Bay Area, I just don't think that a lot of these big metropolitan areas, including SF, including LA and New York, is going to change for the time being. And so, unless another COVID wave comes and wipes out these big cities, I think New York is probably going to be at risk because it's just so dense there. Whereas the Bay Area, it's a little bit more spread out and it's not as bad as it is in the larger cities. But who knows? Anyways, guys, that's kind of my perspective on this. Rents are going up, as we know. And this is just inflation doing its work. So you can thank the Federal Reserve, you can thank Biden for getting us here, but it is what it is. Guys, let me know what you think. If you live in any one of these areas, whether it's one of the more expensive cities or maybe one of the cheaper cities, drop a comment down below, like this video, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.